Hey guys, it's Rasheeda, aka DIY Girl, aka Randomly Rasheeda, aka Rasheeda. As you guys know, I do lots of things. I've got like 3 or 4 jobs. I'm almost, as they would say on Living Color, I'm a Jamaican. I do real estate, I do DIY projects, I do IT, I do travel blogging, I do it all. Today I'm going to talk about a mini kitchen remodel that I did. It spun over about the course of 10-12 days. It started out with the cabinets. So essentially, you can kind of zoom in on that, Chase. With the cabinets, I went from a darker cherry wood to a lighter cream color. Remember the story about the Oops paint from Sherwin-Williams? $15 oil-based paint. Be careful with cabinets. You want to definitely determine if you're going to go oil or water-based. And there's some testing that you can do to determine which way you want to go, because depending on the way you go, you're going to have to do some priming. So I'll talk about that in just a little bit. So the whole initiative behind this project of redoing this kitchen was basically to embellish the things that I didn't like, such as this granite countertop. This green Uba tuber, not my favorite color of granite, but it was already here, so I had to work with it. So I thought I'll just bring out the green and granite by doing what? Painting the walls. So again, I had a bunch of Oops paints that I had bought from Benjamin Moore, Sherwin-Williams, Lowe's, Home Depot, all in my garage. So I thought, let me just go see what I have. And sure enough, I found this product, this paint from Benjamin Moore, which is my favorite paint store in the world. Their stuff goes on like butter. It's expensive, but it's the best. So I painted the walls, and then from there, the next project spawned. It got too light in here because I had darker blue walls, had darker cherry cabinets, and now I've gone to cream cabinets, green walls, and I had the cream doors. So that spawned off the next project, which was to paint the cabinet, the pantry doors. So I am super excited. I'm about to start my next DIY project, which is painting the doors in the kitchen. So behind me, there's a big 7-foot door, and actually it's probably 8 feet, and it's white. So I'm going to take about 3 coats of paint because I went from a white to a black. That took several layers. With Sherwin-Williams Ovation Tricorn black paint. So stay tuned as I complete or start to complete this kitchen makeover, redo. Over here, as I was doing all this painting, I realized throughout the years I've had so many drapes made, and they're just all stored up somewhere because this house has smaller windows and shorter windows than other houses. Anyway, I found these drapes, and I think that they just completely complete this little breakfast niche area, which is usually where the boys sit and have their meals. But it also works out pretty good for me if I just want to sit down in the mornings and have me a cup of tea, rather, because I don't drink coffee, or hot chocolate. So I think that it's very, very cozy. I think it's very, very quaint. And it just kind of brings earth to all the areas that I redid. The last thing that I did was I changed out my hardware. This is a simple fix. Doesn't cost a lot of money depending on what style and what size you choose. The old ones were fine, but they were a little antique-y old, and that really wasn't my flair. So I just went to Lowe's and picked these puppies up. They're about $4.50 per drawer pull, and I had about 16 of them. So for about $60, $70, I have completely changed the scope of all of these cabinets and the drawers. So that's our space in a nutshell. Some things I want to do futuristically. Probably going to wind up painting this island, and I'm not sure what color it's going to be. So the Hubs is all worked up about that one, but hey, he knows who I am. This is what I do. So he's on deck. He just doesn't know it yet. So that's a spoiler alert. Let me give you a DIY pointer. I have this alcohol here, and I have a rag here, a cloth. When you're trying to determine what type of paint you have 2 choices. It's either going to be oil-based or it's going to be water-based. If you're going from water-based to oil-based or from oil-based to water-based, you must prime in between the new paint and the old paint. The way to determine if you have oil-based paint or if you have water-based paint, you get some isopropyl alcohol or denatured alcohol, as they like to say, and you get a cloth. I like the dark cloth because I had light paint and I wanted to see if it came off. The whole gist is to see if the paint comes off on your cloth. So I took this alcohol, put a dab on it, and I went and I reached, and you'll see the paint came off on the cloth. So what that meant to me was that I have water-based paint. The good part about that is water-based paint is a lot cheaper than oil-based paint. Just bear that in mind. And oil-based paint takes forever to dry, and it's very fumey. So that was a good test. So now I could run and get me a gallon of water-based paint, as I did. $28. This is called Tricorn Black. It's an HGTV Sherwin-Williams paint, and they sell it at Lowe's, and they also sell it at Sherwin-Williams. So I picked that up. Phenomenal. 28 bucks, painted some doors. I'll probably paint the rest of the doors throughout the house as well at a later date. So that's my kitchen. I think I like it. What do you think? You be the judge. Chase, pan around a little bit. That's my space, people. Yay!
Tell me how I did on my camera job. Because
okay, see, this is what happens when you have a cameraman who's non-union and not paid. They just talk and they insert themselves into your stuff. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Next time I get out to pay him, then he'll just be quiet and be a cameraman. In the meantime, DIY girl, it's Rasheeda signing out. Let me know your thoughts. I'm really curious to know if you like it. These are the new knobs that complement the old knobs that are round. So I'm using a combination of round and flats. There's that backsplash I didn't like, but now it pops off very well against the cream colored cabinets. It's Noche, the tile on the backsplash. I'm still not a fan of it, so I might wind up changing it, but I don't know yet. We'll see. When the money runs out, so do the projects. Black doors. You need to be careful when you're painting black or any color. In this case, for doors, you use a foam roller versus a regular roller because it leaves less streaks, less lines, and it looks more spray painted on. I love to decorate with family pictures because this is the heart of the house, the kitchen. So I love just pictures of us. I didn't paint the inside of this little wine holder because I think it gives it some depth and interest. And if it was white on the inside, I don't think it would look the same. With drapes, you don't have to seal the whole window. They're just appendages and accessories. So I just have them with a small rod, canvassing or draping, cascading down beside the window. And they're pretty much almost floor to ceiling. Not everything just has its own place and it blends in so much nicer. And that's my space. So now you see the stone kind of pops off and it kind of makes it feel old worldish, but in a nouveau way. I love leaving little nuggets for the boys. You are loved because you are. And that's it, folks. Let me know your thoughts.